his pants. Alec and Pete, bringing the heat. Alec and Pete, that's all outside. Bringing the heat. Alec and Pete.
Ha ha ha. All right. Well, we're back this week. It's bringing the heat, Alec and Pete. Pete's got 6 pieces of gum in his mouth. I just want everyone to know 6 pieces of gum.
Here's the issue.
What's the problem?
Let's all stop avoiding the big question here. Why do some pieces of gum lose their taste a lot faster than others? Okay. For example, juicy fruit. First 5 seconds, best moments of your life. Then 10 seconds later, you're like, what the fuck am I chewing on?
Have you ever had Hubba Bubba?
Yeah, is that the one that comes in like a
square?
Yeah,
big square. That was the best. It would taste good for 5 seconds. It was the best taste you ever had. 5 seconds.
Yeah,
unbelievable. It would just burp. It would shoot in your mouth like you know how things shoot in my mouth on Friday nights.
Yeah, on Friday nights. Not Thursdays, but Fridays.
Yeah, I don't go on Thursdays anymore.
What about you remember the Band-Aid gum? It came in like a metal tin. It was old school, and then there was the zebra, but the zebra.
But you had to rip off like a band. Oh yeah, you rip like a Band-Aid. Okay.
But
you wear Band-Aids?
Sometimes.
Yeah. How many Band-Aids is it before a hospital visit?
If you use more than 2 a year.
So do you think like Band-Aid, buying a Band-Aid box is a one-time purchase?
Yes.
In your lifetime?
Yep. Because they come with what, like 40?
Yeah, I used to go through a lot of Band-Aids. I'm not gonna lie.
What was that from? The 5Ks you ran with the nipples bleeding, or?
I never ran. No, I did run a few 5Ks. You know, I didn't like the balls. Like you have to wear tight underwear when you're doing that stuff. And growing up, I wore loose underwear.
I can't wear the compression shorts.
You can't? Why?
No, I just hate. I hate like tight shit. You know, I got like right now. I'm wearing these loose. They kind of look like they're like a flexible material, but they're not boxers. Because then you can't have boxers too. Because then if you're restricted, trying to do say you're trying to do a split, you know.
Yeah.
Not that I can do one.
I can't imagine you stretching.
I've done my fair share of hot yoga.
Yeah. I guarantee you've never done hot yoga.
I've done hot yoga at least 5 times.
Where?
Johnson City.
In Florida?
Yoga Body Shop. No.
I went there once too.
Okay. Well,
my ex-girlfriend. Shout out my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, shout out. Does she work there?
No.
She serves the smoothies there. She's actually doing great. But no, I went there, and this was back in like probably high school. I was doing CrossFit with my buddy, and so we thought it would be good to do hot yoga, then do CrossFit. I almost passed out a couple times. And
I can't imagine you walking at like a medium pace, let alone doing hot yoga, then CrossFit.
Bro, senior year, lacrosse season.
All right, CrossFit doesn't count if you're just holding a cross and doing like a push-up or something, or doing sit-ups.
See, that's like one of the worst jokes I've ever heard in my life.
Well, listen, it's the Catholic Church.
It sounds like a joke from someone who promised the audience that they would read 2 chapters, but then even...
I hate reading. I can't read. I'm not good at it.
So we're going to have to do the title thing toward the end of this podcast where we take the title and kind of just guess on what I'm supposed to mean.
You actually did CrossFit because my buddy Zach, shout out Zach, good kid, coming down to Florida with me. He big CrossFit guy. He's the type of guy, you know, when they say about CrossFit where you don't do CrossFit unless you talk about CrossFit or whatever. You know, that's the saying. He is part of that cult of posting about CrossFit. So shout out Zach's Instagram. It's always talking about CrossFit. Cool, man.
We'll have to see. Does he have a man bun going yet?
No, he's got really short, tight haircut. Gets a lot of girls, right, Zach? All right, so just kidding. Okay. You actually did CrossFit though? Like
I did, with my buddy Yogo.
Oh, yeah, Yogo. Yeah. They call him Yogo. He was
yoked. He was yoked at the time.
I thought because you guys did yoga and he did.
Oh, we should have like a yogi. I don't know when that's like an actual position. You have to have
what
you have to have experience. You can't just go and say, "Oh, I know how to stretch." To be a yogi, to lead yoga body classes.
Wait, is that what it's called? You're a yogi?
They call them yogis.
You're not making this up.
No,
they're called yogis.
I'm pretty sure if you look it up, it's like an actual position. And here's the crazy thing. Do you know Peloton?
Yeah.
I bet they have yogis that make so much money. Yogi
yogi instructor
salary. Yeah.
Let's see. How much does it take to become a yoga? You're out of your
mind. Scroll down.
Scroll down where?
Type in what is a yoga instructor called? That's literally the
What is a yoga instructor called? A traditional instructor is a lot like a guru.
practice is a yogi.
Where does it say yogi? And
Right there. Watch. Click back. Actually,
the dedicated yoga practice is a yogi. Oh wow, a yoga practitioner with a dedicated yoga practice is a yogi.
oh, maybe that's a
or
female.
yogini for a female, or yogini.
Okay.
All right, so Pete was actually right. I mean, you're right.
Yeah. Because I've done hot yoga, but I don't do it anymore. As you can see, the body type it just doesn't.
You know what the thing is? Do you think a lot? See, I feel like I would be a good yoga instructor because I drive my car on the other side of the road. If you know what I mean.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Keep it rolling. Is there any more?
But here's the thing, Pete.
I think you got to be a certain height.
I
for
swear
the
to God,
stretches.
I did it once, and I legit had to leave the room for like 5 minutes because I thought I was gonna pass out. I did the hot yoga.
No, yeah, I know. They pump it up to like 110 degrees or something. I don't know.
Out of your fucking mind.
Well, here's the thing. They have you do the yoga, and then there's a little ab thing at the end. I never did that. I just kind of like sat there. Also, when they have you get on your elbows and then walk your legs up the wall,
yeah,
I can't do that either. People doing handstands in there, I can't even get my feet off the ground. Like if I jump, there's no. Do you know when they say someone has a 6-inch vertical?
penis.
I have a 6-inch horizontal. Okay. But what was I gonna say? Something about yoga. Oh, if we're talking about being fit and stuff, you ever heard of a what's that diet you only eat
keto?
My dad's doing the keto diet. Lost a ton of weight.
Really? Your dad?
Like for someone, my dad was like never like heavy, but like is really fit. It's straight, no veggies, no carbs,
no vegetables.
no vegetables or carbs. I mean, you can
Not
have
all vegetables.
You can have
potatoes are carbs.
Salad has carbs. Kale has.
Salad has carbs.
Dude, look it up. A carb.
Anyone listening, does salad have carbs?
Have you ever heard of glycolysis and
So what the fuck?
Well, it just says carbs. Everything has carbs.
1 gram of carbs is salad high in carbs.
It's probably low carb, but it has
low carb.
No, so keto is like supposed to be like very, very low carb, but some people just do it like no carbs at all. But dude, you can have steak, chicken, tons of butter, like literally the worst things, and your body goes into how is it bad?
Yeah.
Well, like no, I mean like high fat, like high fat, just a bunch of red meat and stuff, But your body goes into something called like ketosis or something.
Ketoacidosis.
That's if it's really bad, I think.
Oh, really?
That's like if you have no carbs. Did you learn that from medical terminology?
No, I took a class called Pete Sucks.
Oh,
all right.
That's a nutrition class they offer. That's a great joke. Dude, I've been thinking about. I don't know if I'd try that because I think cholesterol wise, you'd be screwed. I mean, you're already kind of screwed with all the. You grew up on carbs, didn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm clearly, it's been okay.
They say shorter people can process carbs better.
Really? Is that a thing?
I'm just making that up.
No, I feel like that could be a thing.
That's
shorter.
That's
people
as accurate.
Live you never see a tall person that's tall as fuck. Think about it. Tall person that's old as fuck.
You just said you never see a tall person that's tall as fuck, and I literally.
All right, you never see a tall person that's old as fuck. Think about it. They all croak early.
That's true. Or do you think they lose their height? I've heard of people shrinking.
Yeah, I know they shrink, but someone that's 6'10" doesn't shrink down to fucking 5'10".
That's true. Well, if you think about it, they're probably taller because of the HGH, human growth hormone, which probably made their organs bigger, but like bigger than they needed to be, so they were working more, so therefore their organs fail earlier. This is just something that I've been in a mindset where I'm thinking very scientifically.
Well, you have a lot of time to think because you don't do anything.
Yeah, well, so we can talk about that. You want to talk about the job application experience? Apparently, no one is working these days. No one our age is working. I mean, there's few people. Grassy's working, but the majority apparently are just living off the government. And so you would think there'd be a lot of jobs open, but I've been applying to a bunch of jobs and nothing.
Do you think it's more you're just not qualified for anything? What do you think that's part of it?
I'm qualified. These things say, what is the recommendation or what is the required associate's degree? Well, I'm far over that and job experience. So we'll see. It may be that I'm not reaching down to the $12 an hour jobs, but Yeah. Well,
You think you should be you have a false reality of what you think you should be. You think you should be CEO of a company right now.
I won't say CEO, but I've had 6 or 7 jobs with plus a year on each at the job in a big mix of jobs. And I'm a pretty capable guy, you know. I worked at Pudgy's Pizza. Do you know how difficult it is to deliver? It's almost as dangerous as some of the most dangerous jobs in the world. I one time was delivering a pizza downtown Binghamton, and there was a party going on in the street, and people started throwing actual rocks at my car with the sign on top. It was the Buick Park Ave, throwing rocks at my car. I couldn't stop. I had to just keep driving through.
Wait, so what happened? You're bullshitting.
I swear on my life.
So wait,
there was a party with like a grill in the middle of the street. This was nighttime. And I'm driving down.
I think this is a neighborhood where a lot of people freak out over magic. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't know that. I don't know that.
So there's a grill in the middle of the street. All right.
Okay. So
to be honest, I've never seen a grill in the middle of the street up where any of the neighborhoods I've ever been to.
All right. So there's a grill in the middle of the street, and like literally people are hanging out, cooking and stuff. And so I drive through, and people start chucking rocks at my car. Like, and I literally, it wasn't even in my delivery area. I just picked the wrong street to go to. I shit you not. And at this time, I was working for a marketing company as well. And I thought to myself, my dumbass thought, maybe I'll make a couple extra bucks working at Pudgy's. I'm pretty sure I lost money working. Like, there was no, I would drive and deliver something, but the gas didn't account for the money they gave me, and there was no tips. It was literally the worst decision. Well, there was that one time I worked at the Thai restaurant for a day, but that was, we've talked about that.
That was on accident.
Well, that was, yeah, I didn't mean to work that day, but I wanted a job. But
you had 2 jobs at one time at some point.
Yeah, modern marketing.
That's crazy. That you went from 2 jobs when you were 18 or whatever to 0 jobs when you're 23.
Yeah, well, I was self-employed. Instacart, it's considered self-employed under tax documents. Also, I was supposed to get more tax money back this year than I got.
Yeah. Well, what happened? I thought we talked to our buddy, the accountant, who big fan of the show. Shout out our account.
Yep. I called the people back in the tax place. They're like, well, we could look
at the tax place. You mean the IRS?
Well, it was probably, or TurboTax, one of them. No. I called TurboTax and like, I'm missing like $500 that's supposed to come back. They're like, oh, you'll have to get in contact with the IRS. I was like, I'm not sure I really processed all my stuff correctly, so I don't want them looking through my. You never asked to get audited by the the IRS. That's something. So if you get screwed, you just kind of go, well, I never got that. Like, they know how much money you owe.
Dude,
but
it's all a crock of shit. You understand? They contract with TurboTax and shit like that so that it's all a crock, and everyone knows it's bullshit.
I just don't I don't get how.
Dude, the government just controls us all the time. That's why politicians change how they talk when they're so do you remember when Hilary Clinton was campaigning and she would go down to the South and she would change her accent to sound Southern? Do you remember that?
No way.
Dude, there's got to be videos that we could pull up where she literally is in the South.
Is she still around?
So what happened was her, John Stamos, Will Ferrell,
canceled.
They all got on a cruise ship, haven't come back yet.
No shit.
Went down at Thailand. Yeah.
Are you being serious with me right now?
Hillary Clinton changes.
Why John's is the most interesting mix of people.
Voices. Wait, changes voice in
South.
In South. Let's see. Let's see if this 2015. So this would make sense. Let's see. We're gonna. Oh, sorry. Sorry, we're gonna check out a little clip here.
Economic agenda today.
It's 4 minutes.
And try to do it. Just tap it twice to the right.
Damn it. All right. Well,
okay. Well,
that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, there's videos. I'm telling you, there's videos.
Who's that? There's this. I want to play this for the group. There's a TikTok, and it's that comedian Chris. Who is it? Chris D'Elia. Chris D'Elia. You ready? So what do? Chris. Okay.
D'Elia.
He did this TikTok about. Okay. This is Joe Biden saying something, and he literally for like 3 minutes just repeats what he said. But now, yeah.
Guess what? It grows the economy. Guess what? Grows the economy. Guess what? Guess what?
He just keeps doing this. I feel like I don't hear a lot about that guy, but
Chris D'Elia or
yeah,
Joe
Chris
Biden?
D'Elia.
Or both.
I've seen his stand-up. Chris. I mean, I don't hear anything about
Well,
Joe
Chris
Biden.
D'Elia, he
Does
got
Joe Biden
caught
even
doing some bad things, I guess. So he's
Did he?
been canceled.
Did he date Ariana Grande? I don't even know. I'm so far out
I
of.
think he dated Ariana Grande's younger sister. That's the rumor. Just kidding. I don't think she has one, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
But what I was getting at with these people changing their voices, me and my buddy Zach went to Texas Roadhouse the other day,
Yeah.
and we got greeted with we're in upstate New York, just so everyone knows.
Mm-hmm.
And we got greeted, and the person was like, "Y'all can go to sit at your table, like over there."
Y'all can go to your
I was
seats over
like,
there.
I was like, "All right, bud." Like,
Was a
we're
guy?
we're still in. No, it was a girl, but yeah, I call everyone bud, kid.
Yeah, it's
like, all right,
Italian
bud.
in you.
I was like, "All right, bud. Here's the deal. We're in upstate New York. We all know no one talks like that here.
Yeah.
I get we're in Texas Roadhouse, but you could just say you guys head to your table."
So do you think that maybe when they hire, they're like, give us your best Southern accent?
They might. Or
'Cause-
how do you look in flannel?
How do you look in jeans and boots?
Boots. You look pretty good in boots.
I do. I look well. The whole Southern thing. I should be. I mean, I'm going down to the South.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You know what's interesting? We talked about it last time when I was down in Florida and you were up here, and then we came together and we're swapping.
Yeah.
And then, so you essentially followed me down, but in a latent sense.
Yeah. Or what's happening is you're following me because really I stayed here, you came here, and then I'm going down there, and you're also going. So that would actually make more sense.
But I've had a plan for years. Isn't it weird how I've had a plan for years? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come to New York for X amount of time, but I'm gonna head down in, let's say December. But then I bump it back to October, and I'm like, because I don't know. I just I should be like a financial planner. I really
you should have nothing to do with finance.
I should have absolutely nothing to do with finance. I'll tell you that right now. But if somebody needs a financial planner, risk management person at a company, you've got my name, you've got my number. Well, they don't have my number. We won't throw it out there though.
All right, 607.
Yeah. You don't even know. You know anybody's number by heart other than your family members? I don't even know.
Yes.
I know my brothers, my dad, my mom's.
I know one person's number by heart.
Jeez. Imagine that's like when I talked about coming over here and we didn't have maps, I didn't have my map on my phone. But then there's also times where I feel like if you're driving in a car, it would be interesting to have a paper map,
You wouldn't even know what to do with a paper map.
Where do you get those anymore? Other than like
so you get them at the visitor centers.
Oh, but are they that specific at the visitor centers? Are they landmarks?
Well, I don't know if I told you this. Every time I pass the visitor center, New York, Pennsylvania, I go right in. I grab a map and a gumball.
Do you really?
Yeah, because I tell you what, they're accurate up to the date.
So if you have your phone and you have the paper map, what are you using?
Well, paper map, because you can always trust your brain. You can't always trust your devices.
That's true.
Have you seen the episode of The Office? Where
the Office
Michael,
he drives into the pond. I was just thinking about that.
I would never do that. So with my brain, but
it's weird. Whenever it rains, it's like we're the same person. You ever seen the SpongeBob episode? It's like we're the same person, and he lifts up his shirt, and it's Patrick and Squidward, and they have like a heart that's like beating between. I don't know.
How when he goes, "No, I'm Patrick." I don't know. I feel like
wait. What is this scene?
I don't remember, but he's like, "No, I'm Patrick." He just keeps saying it. I
feel like SpongeBob should be hitting the TikTok scene a lot harder than it has.
Dude, that's a good point. Do they take it off because it's low key like
is it off?
Sexual? I don't know. I don't know.
How is SpongeBob low key sexual?
Dude, Sandy Cheeks, Krusty Krab. Name 2.
Oh geez, okay. I never thought about it that way. Jeez. You've been really
Bikini Bottom.
You've been looking in depth into what was that thing that you mentioned? I mentioned Game of Thrones. What was that thing?
All right, so here's the thing. I've been watching Game of Thrones a lot, and I don't want to tell you how much I've watched because it's just kind of disgusting. But the past so I've been watching it, and there's it's very culty, a lot of it, right?
Yep.
And they do this thing with at one point where they circle. It's like called these blood brothers or something like that, where they circle their head, and so they leave a mark on their forehead. It's like a circle with other design in the middle,
like Lion King.
Like Lion King, but it's So I was thinking, when I'm watching, I'm like, wow, this is really culty. And then I thought to myself, Pete just put a 7th piece of gum in, just so everyone knows.
No, I took out the big wad and
okay.
I launched the new. I'm starting it up. No worries.
Please throw that stuff out. But so,
So they have the symbols on their head.
so they have something like that, and I thought to myself, "Wow, this is really culty." And then I thought to myself again, "Wait, we used to put the fucking ashes on our head on Wednesday, on Ash Wednesday. That's fucking culty." So I'm starting to think the Catholic Church is a little culty.
So you're thinking just because they have that one thing? Well, I feel like, but that isn't that just kind of like a group.
When you
Like
think,
if you have a chess group in middle school.
well, I used
you
to
all play
hear
chess?
people joking about like the Catholic Church is culty, and then I started to think about it. Okay, like I name a bunch of other churches where you dress up in the robes and you go out and you all sing at the same time, you say the same prayer.
I think
You
every
listen to
other
this-
every other religion.
Yeah, but they don't wear robes. I watched you ever been to a Presbyterian church or like a Protestant church? The guy just shows up in jeans and you're like, who's this asshole? And he ends up being the fucking
That's true.
the not
Well,
priest, but the the
They
thing.
do say the Catholic Church used to be like really screwed up back in
Oh, I'm sure it's
medieval
way
times.
better now with the
well they used
raping.
to I think the Catholic priests were like also doctors that did the experiments. You ever played Assassin's Creed?
I have played Assassin's
And then they have the people doing experiments on live humans surgically. I'm pretty sure the Catholic Church was like didn't the Catholic Church kill a bunch of like people the Crusades?
No, I'm pretty sure they lost. They were one. So I don't know how many there were. Maybe there was 9, and they lost 8 out of the 9 of those to the Muslims.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, a little history lesson for yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure some of the popes were like 15 years old. Do you remember back
No, I
way
don't
back
think
medieval?
so.
Look up the youngest pope's age. I bet you.
God, it's just.
We need to get one of your cousins to be like on the lookup, like somebody behind the camera.
Oh God.
20. Okay, 20.
Yeah, 20.
Imagine a 20-year-old making
Pope
decisions.
Benedict the 9th.
Imagine a 20-year-old.
Can you read Roman numerals?
IX is 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, because X is 10, and if it's before, then it's dude. I took Latin terminology. I took medical terminology, where you have to know some.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were gonna go to PA school.
I'm still applying.
Yeah. Sure.
They're asking about my whole history, like life history. So maybe that's why I'm not getting it.
Why? What's wrong? Why? Just because you have high high corn fructose syrup?
Oh yeah. They did the check of my blood, and they were like, well, it says you're predisposed to being. I don't know. I was gonna say overweight, but I don't know. This has gotten way too far.
I'm sorry.
We've swung off.
I apologize.
We've swung off. I was talking about. Didn't you say that you didn't see something in Game of Thrones before?
Oh, all right.
This isn't a bad thing.
For
It's more
those
just observational.
for those that watch Game of Thrones, there is a lack of Asian population within the show. Meaning I haven't seen one Asian person, and I for one stand with the Asian community.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, as in that world, did Asian people not exist?
Well, I think they did. Well, they did. But what is that world?
I have no clue.
That world's kind of like medieval based, but I feel like China and Japan were a massive thing back in when we're talking about like
dude, the
gunpowder. They
Mongols.
invented gunpowder.
The Great Wall of China.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I said to him, maybe you're not that far into Game of Thrones because I don't remember what happened. He goes, I'm in season 8. Isn't there? There's 9 seasons?
There's 8 seasons.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not going to tell you when I started, but I think if you listen to the last podcast, it kind of tells you when I started. And anyway.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, great show.
Good show.
I heard the ending's bad, so I'm kind of waiting for that to happen.
People have compared it to Sesame Street, the ending.
Really?
Have you seen the last episode of Sesame Street?
No.
Neither have I. But
you're fucking around.
why did you take that seriously?
I don't know.
You took it so seriously.
Here's the thing. In Game of Thrones and like a lot of shows, but Game of Thrones, it's so gory, whatever. People are dying left and right. And how they're dying, I wouldn't want to die. That being said, say, in 100 years, like the technology is so crazy that we find out what happens when we die. Okay.
Yep.
If we find out somehow, like obviously we have faith, a lot of us have faith and we believe like this might happen.
Yeah.
If we know for a fact when you die, you go to this place, that place.
Like Bora Bora. Like indefinitely, or like the
Bora
Tahiti.
Bora. Where's Bora Bora? It sounds boring. Is it?
No,
Or is it
no.
fun? Is it fun?
It's one of those what's it when something sounds like something but it's the opposite?
Oh, oxymoron.
Yes.
Yeah, smart kid.
That's what they called. That's what they called you in school.
They called me in high school oxymoron because they
Everyone
called
thought you
me.
were smart, but you
They called me smart Alec. No, because
that's pretty
smart
smart.
Alec. I'm an
That's pretty
oxymoron.
smart. But smart Alec is more of a negative thing, isn't it? Like someone who thinks they're.
Yeah, but if you take those 2 words like just smart and Alec, that's an oxymoron because smart, obviously, I'm not like, the brightest bulb. I'm Franks and Beans, not the brightest bulb in the bunch.
Jeez.
But what were we talking about?
If we figure out.
Okay, we figure out how or what happens when we die. And we find out we go to boring, or fun, wherever that place is.
Yeah.
It's a good time. And what do you think people will just be offing themselves left and right to go to a place where maybe you don't have to wake up and go to work every day and shit like that?
I mean, maybe. I guess it would depend on your life. Like if you're living the life of like, say you're a stand-up comedian, I feel like you'd want to stick around. But if you're working,
on the weekend, like
on the
usual.
weekend, yeah, like usual. Like if you're down there Instacarting like me and Facebook Marketplace and like me, but then I miss out on the Facebook Marketplace deals, So maybe I don't know. It's hard to compare.
Yeah, we don't know what the deals are in the afterlife.
Yeah, or if there is Marketplace, is
Yeah,
money even a thing?
Yeah.
Can you imagine people's happiness if money wasn't a thing? Everything was just shared.
Yeah, like what would we care about if money and sex weren't things? What would we care about? Family? That's like third probably right now.
Your car's extended warranty.
Oh, I love when they call me about that. That's important that they call 3 times a day.
Tons of calls about that. I didn't even know mine had an extended warranty from 1998. But I mean, it's with all the payments I made. Apparently, it must be good. It must be covering something because I've answered every one of the calls. Could you imagine somebody getting roped into that and paying every time?
They're like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize." Yeah.
Like, geez, like
wild stuff.
Like your car's extended warranty is about to. My car doesn't work. What?
How can we make it so that like we get this automated system where people are calling? We're having people.
It blocks
and
random cars.
No. Hear me out. Yeah. It says, "Listen to Bring in the Heat with Alec and Pete." Like instead of extended warranty, people are like, "What's this show that we keep getting told to listen to? Bring in the Heat with Alec and Pete." You're on your 8th piece of gum. Like, do you think this gum grows on trees? Like, I bought this stuff. This
cost you probably $1.
Oh my god, this was like full.
It wasn't. That wasn't full at all.
There's like 3 pieces left.
There's a half piece in there. Who half pieces stuff?
I half piece.
Bro, maybe that's your problem.
What's my problem?
That's probably all these dates you're going on. You probably pull out a gum. Here's your line in dates. I can see it right now.
I haven't gone on a date in a long time.
In the past, let's just say.
Okay.
Ready? You pull out, hey, would you like a piece of gum to some girl? You look like a gentleman. And then you pull one up for yourself, but you half piece it and she witnesses that. Maybe that just sets the tone for the whole thing,
Listen, every girl that knows me knows I'm cheap. I'm Cheapy McCheapster. That's what they called me in high school. I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm Grassy Cheaps. I'm Grassy No Wallet.
No Wallet.
Yeah.
Well, you got the band, the Wallet.
I'm Grassy Bands, but
that's true.
They say I'm not Bands Make Her Dance because I don't take the money out of the band, but it stays in the band.
You keep it in the bag. You keep it in the band, and then you keep that inside of the bread bag, right?
Yeah, right.
Pizza dough bag.
I'll show you guys that. But
pizza dough.
That's yeah.
I don't. How is that industry profitable? Are people still making pizza dough?
I do make a pizza here. I made you a pizza that one time.
You hand made that dough.
No, I didn't hand make the dough.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm talking about hand making the dough, taking the flour and the yeast.
Yeah. What about it?
Are there still people just solely making that?
I don't think they solely make that. No,
it's gotta be other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like a bakery and they make other shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pete. I mean, like, what do you think's gonna happen to me in Florida? Do you think I'm gonna eat my alligator or what?
They do say those occurrences happen. You want to get this? All right. So, I heard that if you're in water and an alligator's in water with you and it spots you,
how tall is this water?
Say it's how tall are you?
5'8".
So your real height's 5'4". So say it's like 5 feet of water, okay?
Okay.
And they say so an alligator can swim on top of the water really quickly and see you. But they say if you're being chased by an alligator, to go to the way bottom of the water and swim underwater as far as you can away from them, because when alligators go underwater, they can hardly see because the water's usually murky or whatever.
Can they smell?
They have to no, they have to feel. They use their bodies to feel. So and it takes them a bit to go all the way. You know how they sink in the water? So that's what they say. If like you want to get 20 feet away and then pop up out of the water, so then they have to, yeah. I don't know.
That's
but
interesting.
I mean,
have you ever? You know what's funny? I have friends that have like alligator arms. Their arms are so small. They
like
just,
kind of
yeah,
T-Rex arms.
T-Rex alligator. So they bench more because of it, and it's just interesting how people are born with such.
That's actually that's an interesting take right there because
the hot take.
Less leverage, less. You have more power over a shorter distance. Well, I got a 2 on my AP Physics exam, so I don't know if that's
really. I had to leave AP Physics and take regular physics.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You got bumped down.
Yeah, I got bumped. I bumped myself down, but it was I mean it was bad.
That kind of just
physics is not fun. Like it's
no physics.
really,
I don't know anybody that really enjoys it.
I know one person, but she dumped me. But yeah, I mean, there's few people out there. I don't know.
That's maybe. Do you think that you're more compatible with someone who has similar interests in the same courses in high school? That's a random. There's a very specific question.
It's a really interesting question. I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I like to have someone that you can actually have a conversation with. As I've gotten older, back, I feel like the beginning of college, you don't really care. You want to focus on the boobs and the stuff like that. But now as you get older, you want to have nice conversations.
When you're like 85.
Yeah. As you get 85, 86. But yeah, that's a good question, Pete. I mean, I like girls that are smart. I will say that. But here's the problem: is girls that are smart see right through my bullshit.
And
so
they know
it's
what's
just
good for that. Yeah.
Yeah, they know. They're like, why would I ever talk to this kid? He's a loser.
Jeez. Yeah.
So I don't know. To answer your question, I'm not sure. I would say yeah. I feel like you're interested in the same things. You probably like the same subjects.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you? I'll give you this.
I took a class called AP for those who know AP finger blasting in high school.
Finger blasting. Like thinker, like they just kind of pop questions.
No.
Okay, thinker blasting. It's like a tinker. It's like someone who builds things. All right, quick question. Ready?
Yeah.
Would you want a girlfriend that can build a house, like has the mindset to build a house, or do your taxes?
Ooh, build a house.
You think you won't want more hands-on?
I don't know. I legitimately don't know. I don't know how to put a tire. I don't know how to change my tire.
I recently changed a tire like 3 days ago.
So you know how to do that?
Yeah.
So if I ever get into a situation, I can call you. You'll walk me through it.
You can. Yeah. I've changed probably 30 different tires.
So you're not completely useless.
I'm not. No, I actually, my girlfriend and I, we blew a tire on the way down from Ithaca, and I had to change it on a highway. You want to hear the funniest thing? This is what shows you the people who don't like. You would probably even. I go, oh, we blew a tire. We'll change it with the spare. She goes to me. She goes, I don't have a spare, and I'm like, what? So I'm thinking to myself that she used her spare before and never replaced it.
Right. No, she
just doesn't know that every car has a spare in it. So she didn't know. So I was like, there's a spare in your trunk. Oh, I didn't know they had the spare. So I was like, you didn't even know if there was a spare in the trunk. Like you don't even know what items are in your car. Do you know there's a spare in your trunk?
I don't currently have one in my trunk. I know
because you used it.
I used it.
But before you knew
there was one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's just.
I should probably put a spare in my car before I leave for Florida for that 20-hour trip.
Yeah. Not knowing there's a spare in your car is like not knowing what a carbon monoxide detector is used for. Do you know what it's used for? It's used for
monoxide.
Carbon monoxide. And so it's like, oh my Lord.
But yeah. So do you think when I get to Florida? So I haven't been there in years. You think when I just go down there, move down there, what do you think is going to happen?
Are you talking in terms of life success or female? What are you talking?
Let's go with what do you think is going to be female success wise? Let's hear it.
I think you've got a wider span of, first off, for some reason, Southern people like people from New England and vice versa. Sometimes, really? Just for that sole fact.
Can they tell I'm from like New York?
They can tell by that you have an accent.
I have an accent.
You'll have an accent if you go down there and vice versa.
Like if I say tall glass of water.
Yeah, okay. Certain words, and then you'll know from them too. You know, but it depends. Like, what's your scene gonna be? Are you gonna be going to clubs? If you're going to clubs, then
Friday night.
Okay, Friday night. If you're sending it, then if you got a solid group down there.
Which I do.
Yeah.
Nice group of good guys.
Yeah. I don't know though, in the South, if you go down like Florida area to like one of these big cities, I don't know if you'll have I don't know if there'll be that much let's say knowledge in the bank, you know. I don't know if there's gonna be a lot
you think they're gonna meet
the
me
girls.
and they're gonna be like, wow, this kid's really smart. And I'm gonna be thinking, wow, these
maybe
girls are dumb as fuck.
maybe
I don't know either.
some of them stick to their smoothies and their do you know those what are those things, hoverboards?
Acai bowls.
Acai bowls. Actually, you know, I like acai bowls.
I haven't had one in my life.
They're actually fantastic.
Do they have them in Florida?
Yeah. Well, they got them anyway.
Yo, what's good? So I heard there's like places like called Brooklyn Bagels that have like real water from the
Brooklyn?
New York. In like Florida, they have bagels that they use water from New York because the water down, I guess, there is not as good, and the bagels are just as good as like being from New York.
I've never heard about that, but I've heard about companies doing that where they bring something
water
from like and ship materials. Like it's just like the water companies, the water bottles. You know how they say it's shipped from a spring in Iceland or something.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, but that's an interesting. That's very specific. Did you?
Well, I'm a huge bagel guy. Like,
you are
like an egg bagel.
Is that an Italian thing? I didn't know.
No, it's bagels are Jewish actually. So shout out the Jews.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I tell you what, they do a hell of a job with the breakfast. The Jews.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, lox.
But I feel like there's not a lot of taste to their food.
Well, I think they do a good job with breakfast. After breakfast, it turns into a little bit of a train wreck.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, not everyone.
Then you take.
I mean, what's an Italian breakfast? I mean, like Italians don't do breakfast, right? I mean, I can't think of like anything.
No, nothing that it was. Well, maybe pastries.
Maybe
it would be pastries and like coffee. That's all.
Right, it'd be biscotti and coffee.
Yeah, but
all right,
which it's not the most nutritious.
No, I don't think any of. I mean, chicken cutlet, I don't think is not that is bad necessarily.
That's not a breakfast, is it?
No, it's well for me it is, but that's because I'm disgusting.
I actually wouldn't mind chicken cutlet in the breakfast.
I could eat breakfast, lunch.
There's actually weird things. Here's the thing. At night, you crave something for breakfast that's going to be actually like, it could be anything. But then when you get there in breakfast time, you're like, I don't really want chicken.
Let me be crystal clear.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock at night, I get very hungry for certain items. I wake up in the morning. I don't even want to look at those items. I don't want to eat in the morning.
That's weird.
Do you have that same thing?
Yeah. Like cravings. It's the worst because you're not supposed to eat before bed.
Which I do always all the time.
Do you know what I'm a sucker for? Which recently I get in these ways is ice cream. Ice cream.
Oh, ice cream.
And I used to work at an ice cream store for a while. I was lactose intolerant at that time, and I would literally make a massive milkshake as I would leave every shift. And I was dating a girl at the time where I would go to her house, dude. Let me explain to you. Let me just tell you, we're not dating anymore because I was lactose intolerant. That did not work out well. But
I mean, wait, how bad? Like, did you ever crap your pants at your girlfriend's house?
No, it was more just like constant like,
being in the
gas.
bathroom.
No, like just ripping ass. You know.
You ever do the Dutch oven?
Is that when you like hold it under the blanket?
Yeah.
No. Because I wouldn't even do it for like. It wasn't even funny at times. It was like I might need to quit my job situation. But then I grew out of lactose intolerance. People do that.
You grew out of it?
Yeah, it's a thing. My dad did the same thing. Like when some people get it as kids and they grow out of it, or like teens. And
you
then
need a haircut again.
Dude, I know it's actually getting really long.
You need me to loan you a couple bucks?
It's just what?
You mean give you?
Oh,
like,
do I need
10,
some
20?
Yeah, well, I got this guy, Gino. Yeah, I think he's your cousin actually. He said he would put it on the family tab.
I do have a cousin Gino.
Do you?
Yeah, but he doesn't cut hair.
Gino's such
Sells
like
cars.
Gino's a name where like they kind of just gave it. Let's call him Gino. I don't know.
I like Gino.
Gino's cool,
name.
but it sounds like there wasn't a lot of effort put into it.
Well, if you met his father, it's
like naming your kid just
French bread. Like if you named your kid French bread. Yeah.
And what you were eating at the time. That's the dumbest shit ever.
I don't know. I don't know.
Name your kid Leaf. Like as I'm looking out and I see a leaf, let's just name him what the first thing you see. Blind. Like a window.
Well, there's
blind.
people named like Harmony.
You think they're listening to a tune at the time?
Yeah, that could be it.
Or like a harmony of
like
3 people.
See, you got a Catholic family, so you're Peter.
I've been saying I'm going to name my first kid Leonidas for a while now.
You should actually do that. I don't think you will, because here's the thing: is you don't wear the pants because you're little soft.
Oh,
And what's gonna happen is you're gonna say, I want to name this. They're gonna be like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And you're gonna be like, oh, okay, sounds good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm happy with that one too. Yeah, that one works. You think that's how it goes? No.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be. I think the best situation to do is if you've got something you want, and you go, all right. If it's a girl, you name it. If it's a guy, you know what I mean.
I agree with that. I agree with that because I could give 5 fucks what my daughter's name.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think a mom either really gives a shit.
I already know whoever I get married with. So if you're listening to the podcast, which I'm sure you are, whoever's gonna marry me, I'm not gonna. My relationship with my daughter is probably not gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be.
That's horrible.
I mean,
That's so bad.
What's gonna happen? What am I gonna do, Pete? I don't want her to go out and like hang out with guys like me, so I'm gonna make her stay in. And
so you're saying it's gonna kind of be rough there because there's no.
Unless she likes staying home on Friday nights, then I don't think she's gonna like me.
You can get a bookie like someone who likes reading books like you and staying in the basement. She might take after you.
Yeah, she could. I hope she does not take after me.
Oh, yeah. In certain ways, yeah. Let's hope she doesn't. Yeah.
Then she'll be really hairy.
Yeah.
Really hairy.
Quick other thing. This is random.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like during COVID, and especially now, checking the weather has become much more like a thing. Like people were so bored that they just got used to checking like they were stuck inside. What I wonder what the weather's gonna be like outside. It's literally like do you know what this is making me think of? WALL-E, the movie WALL-E, where all the humans are stuck inside that, like, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean when you're talking about WALL-E. I mean, I couldn't tell.
All the humans are on those floating things. They're overweight, and they're on their phones. That's what our society is these days. After COVID, everyone should stay inside.
I don't remember WALL-E. I don't remember WALL-E. You should name your. You should name your first kid WALL-E.
WALL-E. Could you imagine?
WALL-E.
No, there's people named WALL-E.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's short for Walton.
Walton.
Walter.
I thought it was just Walt. Like
no, Walter.
Walt Disney.
Walt is short for Walter, which is then Wally.
His last name was Disney. That's why I named it Disney. Did you know that?
I could probably put that together. He also did not like the Jewish population.
Did he not?
No,
what was he?
I don't know, but he was super. I mean, he's just probably like Protestant
German
or something.
No.
I don't know, but
yeah,
for some reason I don't know why. I mean, they make good bagels. I have lots of Jewish friends.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but that I didn't have Jewish friends, or that Walt Disney was anti-Semitic.
The Walt Disney. Yeah, wait, no. You're diving in like, oh, let me look at your friends. Like,
well, I guess Mickey Mouse, I think, is like anti-Semitic.
What it used to be Mortimer Mouse.
See,
that was the original Mortimer Mouse.
Dude, we have a lot of knowledge. Anti-Semitic. I don't know what to spell it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, dude.
They say that Walt Disney is frozen under the ball. You know the ball?
He is frozen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he is. There's just proof about
Walt
it.
Disney reminds me of Iron Man's father, Howard Stark, you know, when they show that.
I tell you what, Robert Downey Jr. is one of the funniest dudes I've ever.
He's an ex-convict too.
Yeah.
Prison. What did he go to prison for?
I think male prostitution. Like he was a prostitute himself.
Was it?
He was a gigolo.
No way.
No, that's not it.
Okay.
I don't know. I think he probably robbed people, and you know.
So you actually have no idea. You're kind of just saying what you think might have happened.
Right. I mean, he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
He's really. You ever watch the movie Due Date? Very funny.
Is he French? He kind of gives a French
Downey
vibe.
Jr. No, I don't think so.
He kind of looks French.
For those watching out, we're gonna wrap up the podcast here, but
okay.
Look up at home Robert Downey Jr.'s ethnicity.
We'll have a Q&A thing.
Yeah, next week we'll have a Q&A.
All right, before we wrap it up, this is something I think we might do. Let's get a bunch of different types of gums and rate them. Have a little 10-minute
That might be fun. If you guys want to text us and stuff, for those that have our numbers, or DM us on Instagram, what gums to try, we'll have Pete go pick it up.
We get no text messages.
We'll pick up some gum that you guys want us to try.
Yeah. What are we at? 10,000 viewers, I think.
We hit 10 the other day.
Okay.
10.
We're not sure if it's 1,000 or the website's kind of misguided.
It was a glitch because there had to be more than 10.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Bring in Here Thou Compete. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
All right.